Hello and welcome to your Manchester City against West Ham United build-up. We have big team news for West Ham United. 5 changes with a debut in the side for a youngster at West Ham. The official lineups will be out in about 30 seconds, but one player I can confirm because I've spoken to ex-West Ham employee about this earlier. We were talking about the team lineup, etc., and he was telling me that Ben Johnson makes his debut for West Ham United. Now, he is originally a right-back from the 23s. However, he's perfectly capable with both feet. He pressed Pellegrini over in Marbella earlier, and he's starting Gonzo. He is starting tonight in the left-back position. What an opportunity for him, but also what a challenge.
Oh, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. He's got big old kahunas as Pellegrini to do this. If ever there was a declaration of faith in the youth team, we've seen it already this season with Dean Garner, with Declan Rice being in the middle. And of course, we saw young Silva play against Birmingham. But this is it. This shows you we've now got a manager who puts his faith in youth. I don't know what Arthur Massarakis is thinking about this, by the way, that a 17-year-old right back's playing in front of him. I think we know that means the end of No More Arthur and a West Ham shirt, I think. But I'm chuffed, Gio. I'm very, very happy about this news.
Mike, you attended last season. You went to a couple of the Checkatrade games where Ben Johnson featured heavily at right back, and you've been a big fan of him since.
I have. I think Gonzo was there as well. Actually, I think we were both really impressed with him. He was he was very young and looked significantly older. Do you know what I mean? He looks like he was in his early 20s. He's got the athleticism certainly there. He's fast. He's got great ball control, great first touch with both feet. I'm surprised he's at left back because I always thought he was right back. You're saying he's got 2 good feet. I'll take your word on it. But what I liked about him most of all was his positioning. I mean, there's other things were exceptional as well, but his positioning, both going forward and coming back, was never caught out of position once when we saw him move to the obviously to get to lower league team. So I think I agree with Gonzo totally. He's got real guts, hasn't he? To put him in place there for that game. And he's a great player, so a great opportunity for him. And he's been great at youth level, so I'm really delighted.
There's other big news. The team lineups are just out. It's confirmed Ben Johnson starts, but the other big news, there's 5 changes, as I said. So we're going to go to the one up front. Javier Hernandez is on the bench. Now, I know you're all thinking, well, on average, he's starting. No, he is not. Andy Carroll is starting. And Andy Carroll is the captain. Mark Noble as well as Snodgrass are both dropped to the bench, and in comes Obiang and Nasri into midfield. And the 5th change is Ryan Fredericks for Pablo Zabaleta. But Andy Carroll is leading the line tonight with the captain's armband on, and Hernandez has been dropped to the bench. Gonzo, is this just squad rotation by Pellegrini? Is earlier when we did the preview, you said put out an FA Cup type team and get the 3 points against Newcastle. Is this what Pellegrini's done in your opinion?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit of pragmatism from him. It smacks of the complete opposite of what he's done with Ben Johnson there, but I don't mind. I really don't mind. I now have some interest in this game because of what you've said about Ben Johnson. Obviously, we were going to watch it anyway. We were going to hope West Ham win. But actually, I don't know why he's done that. I don't know why he's not just played the other one who wasn't going to play on Saturday. So if he's starting with Arnie on Saturday, why not play Chicharito? So who's on the bench, Gia?
Hernandez is on bench, but Marko Arnautovic is not in this squad. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on this, but Marko Arnautovic was due to start tonight. So Marko Arnautovic was due to actually start the game, but for some reason he's not even in the squad now. So we'll have to assume there's been something happening during the day or in the warm-up, etc. And Andy Carroll has come in. Hopefully it's not an argument, but
an offer's coming from China, probably.
Funny enough, their transfer deadline date is tomorrow.
Oh, no, crikey.
the Chinese transfer window shuts tomorrow. There's been a late bid. Pele, get out of your team. Get on. You just start a conspiracy now, Gonzo. But Mike, midfield, 2 changes in there. Pedro Obiang and Samir Nasri come in for Mark Noble and Robert Snodgrass.
I think it smacks of rotation to me, doesn't it? Mark Noble, okay, I can see that. And Snodgrass put a shift in there for us at the weekend, so against Fulham. Obiang has us flattered to see this season. We know there's a good player in there, you know, because we have seen him play well. But he's flattered to see this season, so I'm a little bit shaky on that. Nasri, we've been waiting for him to come back. He does add a little bit of class. It's against the former club for him as well, so he should be well up for it.
What do you make of this striker thing, Mike? Obviously, Andy Carroll starting. I mean, are we practically throwing the game?
Yeah, I mean, it's a short answer. I don't see how Carroll, we've commented before, and you guys have commented before at length, how Carroll fits into the system that Pellegrini wants to play. He wants to play with movement, and Carroll is like a wardrobe, isn't he? He's just like a piece of large furniture up front. His movement is non-existent. Also, they're playing Company and Otamendi at centre half. I had a quick peek at their teams, and they're two centre halves I think who can cope with Carroll. They would struggle more against a player with pace.
Interesting. I think it's a good opportunity for Ben Johnson. I'm a bit worried for him, in all honesty, because if this was Allardyce, okay, if our manager was Sam Allardyce tonight, we'd say he's throwing Johnson under the bus. We would be saying that, okay? But because it's Pellegrini, we're saying he's given Johnson an opportunity. It's a little bit controversial, but I think it's a case of needs must a little bit. We're thin on numbers. Creswell's pulled out. Creswell's injured tonight. That's why Creswell's not in the squad. So he's not in there. Midfield, Noble and Snodgrass have looked knackered for a few games now. I said in the review with Gonzo, I said I thought Noble was a yard slower. Snodgrass has been blown out of his arse since Burnley away. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was in between Christmas and New Year or something. That was a long time ago. I thought Snodgrass was struggling. So I think he's just resting players. I'm just not a big fan of Pedro Obiang. Anyone that's tuned into our shows, I know I keep calling him the jack of all trades, master of none. Well, all of a sudden he's going to have to be master of everything tonight. Otherwise, you know, he's up against, let me just check. Yeah, he's up against Kevin De Bruyne, David Silva and Gundogan in there. Why are you laughing?
It's funny, come on. There's Obiang against De Bruyne and Gundogan and sorry, I mean, who was that? Maradona as well, was it?
David Silva.
Oh, sorry, yeah, that's the one.
I'll take you through Manchester City's the other 8. Ederson is in goals, as you'd expect. Danilo, Company, Otamendi, and Zinchenko at the back. Gundogan, Silva, and De Bruyne in midfield with Mahrez right wing, who will be up against Ben Johnson. Sané on the left, who is up against Fredericks, but Fredericks will be able to keep up with him at least. And then they've got Aguero up front. Just in case things go wrong, Pep Guardiola's named the following bench: Muric, the keeper, and then they've got Kyle Walker, Raheem Sterling, Bernardo Silva, Mendy, Foden, and Sandler on the bench. Just in case things aren't quite working out, you can wheel out some £50 million players. Gonzo, is that a case of just how many rather than what's going to happen?
Yeah, let's sit back and enjoy yourself, really. Do you know what I mean? Well, like Mr. Incredible and Roy of the Rovers up front for Manchester City. We'll kick back. I'll have some of whatever Mike's growing in the corner of his apartment there, I think. Yeah, I mean, look, we just got to enjoy. Hopefully, Nasri will come. We have got Anderson still, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, hopefully we've got a bit of Anderson and Nasri combining. The young lad makes his debut and doesn't get torn apart by the £60 million reserve, who was previously the PFA Player of the Year. And do you know what? Maybe Carroll nods a header in. Maybe we win 1-0. I've not bet on that, of course.
The West Ham official website said that Marko Arnautovic is ill for this game. He's sick. I think we're all going to be sick by the end of the game as well, to be fair. West Ham's bench, just in case, these are the players we can bring on when it gets to about 3-0. We've got Adrian in goal. Not in goal, he's on the beast of sub keeper. If can't play him and Fabianski, to be honest. Noble, Lanzini, Snodgrass, Ghana, and Hernandez. Mike, what's your thoughts on the game? You've seen the lineups. How are you feeling?
I've got my calculator out, mate, keeping up the score. I think that's the guy in Dad's Army used to run around going, "We're doomed to cut them Mandarin," but it's not looking good, is it? On paper, never know though. I mean, the 3 players behind Carroll, according to the official lineup here, Anderson, Nasri, and Antonio. If they all have great games, you know what? Anderson can't disappear for 80 minutes like he does at times. If they all have great games and Carroll rediscovers the player he was 6 years ago overnight, then we're in with a shout. But it will be interesting. I'm really, really excited to see Ben Johnson playing. For me, that's what I'm going to be watching. Do you know what I mean? If we can keep it to single figures, then I'll be all right. It's not looking good, is it, for this?
I'll tell you what, I actually think, listen, even before the lineups come out, we had nothing to lose. There's no pressure on West Ham tonight. There's literally none. No one's expecting us to get anything. The only people that are hoping that we get something is West Ham fans and Liverpool fans. The country want us to lose tonight because they don't want Liverpool to win the title. So there is zero pressure on West Ham. We can just, remain competitive, if you like. If all the players give 100%, when we do our review, we'll sort of do what we're doing here. We'll laugh it off a little bit. We'll say, you know what, let's pick out the positives. And hopefully that is Ben Johnson puts in a decent shift and Antonio can keep up his good run of form, for example. The only problem is we've got bloody Pedro Obiang in midfield. We've got Samuel Nasri, who is fantastic on the ball, but the problem is getting the ball to him. That's going to be the problem. And when he does get it, he's probably going to be about 30 yards away from Antonio and Felipe Anderson. So what's his options going to be? Pass it to Rice or Obiang, etc. We weren't very hopeful in the preview. Andy Carroll up front is just taking out a little bit of hope and just sunk down completely. At the end of the day, the thing is, Mark Noble there was a thing on the official site when Mark Noble said Robert Snodgrass's set pieces are key. Well, that's fantastic, Mark, but he's not on the pitch. The one guy that is on the pitch, Carroll, that could really benefit from him, but we don't have the guy providing them. So we almost need Felipe Anderson to make sure his set pieces tonight are 100% perfect, because if we have any hope of scoring, never mind getting something from the game, if we are to score a goal, there's a good chance it's going to come from a set piece, and we're going to be relying on Rice, Diop, Ogbonna and Carroll getting in that box and getting on something. And I'll tell you what, if you look at Manchester City's team, yes, they've got Otamendi, can't remember who the other centre-back was now, and they have Danilo.
Company.
That's it. And then they have Danilo in there. But that's only three. They're almost a man short for defending set pieces in there, because any one of our four West Ham players will fancy themselves, whether it's against Zinchenko, Gundogan or whatever, they will fancy themselves in the air. So we've almost got 4 versus 3 when it comes to set pieces, and we have to capitalise on that. We just have to hope Pellegrini has done a little bit of a training move like he did against Liverpool, where we did that free kick, bang, goal. We almost need one of them that it's in the air and someone's blocking off someone or such like, and then we might get a 4-1 defeat, maybe. Gonzo, what's your final thoughts and your final score prediction, please?
My final thoughts are, I think possibly my most favourite thing that's going to stay with me forever this season is the thought of Fabianski and Adrian in goal together to see off Manchester City. That's tickled me. That really has. Liverpool are going to be fuming. I mean, obviously they're playing tonight anyway. If we lose, when we lose, Jurgen Klopp's interview afterwards, when someone asks him, what do you think about the team West Ham put out? That's going to be gold dust. I mean, Liverpool are going to be fuming when they see our team. Prediction, they've gone strong. They might be tired. They might go easy on us, 3-1.
Mike, final thoughts, score prediction, please.
I like it. I watched the preview of this, so I know how big a fan of City Gonzo is on the quiet after his ranting over. I am going to go with 2-2 because I'm stupid.
Oh dear.
Okay, in reality, 3-0, but in stupid world, 2-2. Okay, 3-0. But it might be 2-2.
I don't think they will be tired. I think Pep's played a blinder here. The two main players in his team are Mahrez and Sané. Neither of them started on Sunday. Mahrez didn't feature at all. He's fresh. And I'll tell you something, Mahrez, all respect to Ben Johnson here, Mahrez is going to be licking his lips going up against a 19-year-old making his debut in the Premier League. He's going to think, this is who I fancy myself about. They've got Danilo at right back as well, who's going to be coming bombing past Mahrez. Mahrez obviously cuts in, which opens up space on that right flank. Felipe Anderson needs to be switched on tonight. He is usually good at tracking back, but he absolutely has to be. He has a 19-year-old making his debut behind him. Ogbonna, he needs to find a bit of leadership in him somewhere tonight. He normally needs to be told what to do. Well, sorry, Ogbonna, mate, but you've got a 19-year-old next to him. You need to be guiding him through the game. You need to be talking to him. And if he's struggling out there, someone needs to get out there and help him a little bit. The last thing I want to see is Danilo and Mahrez doubling up on Johnson getting booked early on in the game, for example, and continuing to struggle. That is, I'd actually rather, not necessarily mean I'd rather see a defeat, but I'd rather have to discuss, or you know what I'm trying to say? I'd rather Ben Johnson came through the game okay. I'd find that okay. Then if we got B, I'm expecting that, but I just can't expect a 19-year-old to be exposed against Manchester City by the way we set up, by the players and personnel around him. I'm going to say 4-0 Man City. I thought I said 3-1 in preview. I'm sorry, Mike, but where's our goal coming from? You know, we've now added a little bit of extra creative against Fulham. We've got more creativity on the pitch than we did against Fulham, but we don't have someone to stick the ball in the net. It's mental, really. We've got more creative players against Man City away than we do against Fulham at home. Problem is, we don't have a striker. He's on down.
Can I just say, Mike's got to explain where 2 goals are coming from, not just 1.
Yeah, well,
my one's coming from Pedro Obiang.
Yes, where's your where's your Mike?
Isn't it? That's for sure.
Anyway, that's it. We'll head over to the Etihad. We're off to watch the game. We'll be back on the other channel. We're only 12 subscribers away from 4,000 on this channel. So if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. Not all build-up shows are either this laid back, this funny, or this pessimistic. We're usually a bit more optimistic than this. But as soon as you see Andy Carroll up front, it sort of disappears. Pellegrini's trying to win his 2nd title at Manchester City. He only won 1 when he was there. He's trying to win the other one tonight. Anyway, we've been Hammers Chat. Thank you for watching.